Hey guys, Squirrel here, and I'm down at the Mercedes truck dealer and looking at this bad boy, which is not a standard Mercedes that comes with Euro Truck Simulator 2, obviously, because it has the Mercedes logo on it for a kickoff, and that doesn't happen with Euro Truck Simulator 2. However, I have installed a mod, and basically this has brought in the newer style Mercedes Actros, and it's kind of nice, although I have to say, having looked at this and the new Volvo and the new, the Scania and the new DAF Euro 6, is it? I'm getting the feeling that all trucks are starting to go in the same direction in Europe, where they kind of got this U-shaped grille and kind of slanting in headlights at the side. A one-piece grille seems to be this common theme I'm seeing. Very Scania looking, actually, in terms of the grille. But anyway, quite a decent looking truck. I'm just going to take you through some options here. Personally, I'm not a fan of that, mostly because of the writing on the top. So I'm going to stick with, I don't mind a slightly lower roofline. You'll notice the hideous yellow interior, which we can actually get rid of, as you can see. It's a nice looking layout, but this yellow, dear God. Could you live with that? In all honesty, who the hell would drive that? Luckily... Oh yes, luckily we can tone it down, make it a bit more subdued, back to the greys and the blacks, which then gives you this lovely clean looking interior. Kind of nice, two large dials. This is the center console here. When you press the I key when you're driving, this is what changes. Digital looking modern layout. Yazoo milkshake cup holder over here, which is nice to see, and that's your sat nav. Sorry, I think that's your sat. No, that's your sat nav. I think this is your presumably mobile phone integration. Very good, very clean looking. Not a bad style. Let's configure it up. Now we've got the 6x24 and the 6x4. The 6x4 gives us that longer wheelbase, which gives you the extended fuel tank. That I think that's going to be a bit more unstable, and I think that's going to be able to deliver heavier loads. However, obviously you've got the problem with the fuel tank giving you quite a short range, so it's a personal preference. With this, you can't get the side skirts. You can just get a sort of a frame on here. Actually, I could show you that, couldn't I? Bear with. Oops, said daisy. There we go. So, sorry, the longer wheelbase you can only do that with. The shorter wheelbase you don't have any options, and obviously if you go back to the 4x2, then you can put the side skirt on, which looks rather nice. I do like the side skirt, it does finish it off quite well. However, I'm going to go with the 6x24, which only gives us single axle in the middle. Actually, screw it. Let's go full 6x4. I'm going to pimp this bad boy out, as you're going to see. I'm just changing my mind as I'm thinking about this. Now, by default, we get this 680 brake horsepower BlueTech 5 engine. I'm getting less inclined to use the larger engines. I'm going to drop down to a 476 brake, and the reason I'm doing that is because I find it more interesting to drive. You don't get this endless amount of horsepower to just pull anything up, vertical slopes, which is what happens with the 680s and the 700s. You just got so much power. I don't need this unless I'm pulling 50 tons, and I'm not going to pull 50 tons, so I'm going to drop to a 476 and make it a more interesting ride. Personal choice. Anyway, going to go with the top line retarded transmission, which I like, with the interior we've seen, which brings me, I'm going to paint it up later, which brings me to the more interesting thing that I really want to show you. Actually, I'm going to show you that in a second. Let's keep the suspense. Let's do this first. The sun visor with a chrome trim or with a black trim. Let's go with a bit of chrome. Looks good with the grille. Up on top, I'm going to need plenty of lights, because having looked at this, I can't settle on a bull bar that I like, because they just, for me, it just obscures all lines. That's about the best one out the bunch, I think, but all of them block out the logo. I mean, it's okay, but I kind of like that clean look, which means all of my lights are going to have to go up here. So down here, I'm just going to go with something fairly simple like this. Let's see what we got here. Do you want that? Do you want that? Or straight line. I'm all for the style. Let's stick some light chromes down the front, I think. Let's just go all along. I like my truck to look good, and for me, often more, you know, less is more, as they say. And if you overcomplicate it with giant grills, it just, ugh, just makes me shudder slightly. I'm going to go with the painted sides. We don't have an option for chrome, unfortunately, so we're going to have to go with the paint. Stock on there, that's that done. And let's get to the top and whack some... Now, what do we want here? We want plenty of lights, and we also want some... I could just go with that, but I'm not... I've never been a lover of it, if I'm honest. So... Ah, that's perfect, because that means... Now, you've probably just seen some new options here. We're going to go through that in a second, but... For now, I'm just going to slap on some standard beacons. And we do, of course, want an air horn on here. What do you want the air horn? Maybe just there. A couple of screamers in the middle. And then... Mark II lumens across the middle. Keeping it tasteful, hopefully. Yep. I like the beacons on the outside because once you've got it on the top and the middle, if you're down here, you just can't see it properly. So I like the beacons to be here on the sides. Although, interestingly enough, if you look at that, they're stuck out at an angle. That's cool. Anyway, the main events, let's just whack that on. Because I think that looks nice across the back there. This is what I want to show you. Okay. This is where it gets absolutely crazy. So I've got this mod, which is like a wheels mod, which you might want to try. And look at this. Look at that's a Volvo brand. Look at this. Zoom in here. That's a Mercedes-Benz branded. It says Actros on it with the Merc logo in the middle, and it takes the paint scheme from the main color of your skin and applies it on the wheel. And it's got this one that happens to have some black trims, but you know, if we just go through some of these, you can see what I mean. That's the unbranded version. Some absolutely kicking wheels. I mean, they're absolutely ridiculous because look at the tyres, they're so low profile. It belongs on a pimped out car, not a truck, but I just, you know, I thought we'd do something different with this video. Look at the state of that. Oh my god. Pimp my truck or what? Some of them are a little bit over the top for me, but I mean, that's nice. That's a Gram 57 semi paint. Some of them have got too much chrome on, I think, and they don't look too clever. There's a lot of choice here, that's the main thing. There's something for everyone in this pack. Wow. Chrome it up. Now up here I saw... Ooh, that's nice. Up here I saw a... So there's a semi-chrome and there's a paint chrome. So, you know... Oh, look at that, because that actually follows the Mercedes logo. A Santi semi-paint. That follows the Mercedes logo. That's perfect for a Merc. Let's go with that. A Santi semi-paint. I've got to remember where it is on the list because annoyingly when I click the back wheels I've then got to scroll all the way up and there's so many of them. A Santi... There we go. A Santi plus brake. Now you may be wondering what that is. If you look, can you see the difference? It's whether it puts a brake disc in the back or not. You see that? I'm going to go without, but again, personal preference. Santi, where are you? Without the brake. There we go. Look at that. It looks incredible. Looks like a show truck. Not really one made for pulling a full-on load, but... Nevertheless, I think that looks pretty good. We can always change the colour. We can go in the paint shop in a minute and change the colour, but let's just buy that. Trade it in. 52k. Absolutely. Let's have a look at the outside. Well, we can't see it too well because we're in the shade. It's early morning. Let's get inside the truck and drive over to the paint shop. So if you look at the center console display, let's put the lights on a sec. You can see if I press the I key, you see how the middle is the bit that changes. But nevertheless, the dials on the left and right work fine, so... Quickly jump in here. Let's go to the paint shop. And you'll see what I mean if we configure this up. If we just go for a custom colour, whatever we put on here, it puts on the rims. I mean, look at that. Crazy looking. I mean, red looks pretty slick, but equally, some of the blues look... You know, if you go for the darker blue, that's more of a purple. You know, you keep it subdued, but still looking pretty tasty, I think. That, if you want to go crazy. That is utter pimp. That is show truck mentality. That's too bright for me. Not really my style. And of course you can... Now, if you go for something like the paint combos, this first colour here is the one that drives it. So, that's what's going to drive the colour of your wheels. So you could go for a light blue, for example, and then bring in... You know, bring up the blue slightly there. Get rid of that, because that looks awful. The thing is about this is you can make some horrendous looking trucks and you can make some lovely looking trucks. That's awful, isn't it? No, that's awful. That is disgusting. Nobody would ever be seen. Only a colourblind person would pick that as a colour scheme and think, that looks nice. I used to have a friend, well, I have a friend who's colourblind, and he would look at something like this and he might say, that's quite relaxing on my eyes. And the rest of us are going, oh my god, dude, turn it off. So I think, what's that? I quite like, ooh. Oh, hang on a minute. It appears to come with some built-in Mercedes skins. That's interesting. Wow. Oh man, that looks pretty sick, actually, doesn't it? Just in straight up black. Actually, if I just choose this and we drop that down to black and then go for a stripe down the middle, that is menacing, to say the least. In black. Wow. What about if it was in gold or something? You think a gold truck could look a bit pimp? I could play all day in here, but I'm not going to. Right, I'm going to go with black and white. That looks fantastic. Let's get this thing outside into the sunlight. Let's make this Merc look good. There we go. Put the brakes on a second. That looks... Look at the wheels. Look at the sheen on the black. It's fantastic. It's a good looking truck. Now, interesting enough, if you look from the outside, it's yellow from the outside, but when you jump in, you get the grey scheme. That's kind of weird. There's some kind of weird graphics thing going on there. Anyway, this bad boy needs a delivery. So the next thing to do is find a job. Right. I couldn't find any decent jobs over in Germany, so what I decided to do was... Take the parking brake off. I jumped down to my garage down in Milano. Whoa, did you see that? Did you see that? Keep your eye out, guys. There's some interesting things that are going to happen. I've just gone the wrong way. There's the first interesting thing. But it's quiet. It's 6:23 in the morning. Let's do a quick U-turn. He won't mind, I'm sure. What I've done is I've jumped over to Milan and found a job to do. Now, keep your eye out on the traffic. Look. Look behind us. Look at that. Look at that Merc. A Mercedes car behind us. And a very old Mercedes car behind us. Those traffic lights seem to be sparkling more than normal. I'm not entirely sure what effects this mod is going to have, okay? This is called... Okay, so the mod I'm using for the wheels is a wheel mod, obviously. And there's a link in the video description to that. However, do read my comments, because one of the... Sorry, no, the wheel mod is fine. This Mercedes mod that I'm using now, read the comment, because I think it comes with 3 different files, and one of the files caused the game to crash. So I've turned that one off. I don't know if it was just me or whether it was an incompatibility in general. It could just be clashing with one of my other mods. But beware of it. Anyway, now, I'm going to take some wall panels on a short trip from Milan to Geneva, and I've got this other mod installed called Mod, I think it is. Now, with Mod, I've turned off a lot of my other mods to do with trailers and stuff, because this thing is quite a beast. It's about 1.1 gig, I think, to download. It's a monster, and it changes a lot of things. There are, I think, 4 files in the pack. One of the things it does is introduce an awful lot of trailers. Let's pick that up. If I show you what I mean, if I just go to Job Market, this is what it's like with Mod installed. You can see the company names here for a kickoff. Furcam, Bosch. And you'll see lots of different trailers. Like I say, I've no idea how many are in this. 20 foot of Conti Mitig. What? No idea. But, you know, Norbert, Shell, BASF. Lots of weird compact trailers going on. I turned my other ones off, like I say, just to avoid any clashes. But apparently, there's a mod. There's one of the files in there that gets rid of the crash bar, gets rid of the toll booths. That's interesting. Just noticed it wants me to go out that direction, but over here there's a give way sign, which means this is a legal exit. So I'm going to go out this direction. There you go. What the hell is that? A police car? Is that an Italian ambulance? I think it's an ambulance. It gets rid of the toll barriers at the toll booths. Oh, look at that! It's a Humvee. It's like a mini Humvee. I'm just gonna keep... Look, it is an ambulance. Italian looking by the sound of it. You know, the toll roads have the barriers and they can often cause problems. Sorry, there's too many things going on. The toll roads have barriers and they can cause problems when you try pulling some of the longer loads in particular. One of the files in this actually gets rid of those toll booth barriers, which may be of interest to you, or you may actually like having the barriers. I don't know. I guess we're going to see in a minute, because we're going to go into France, so France inevitably has toll booths, so I guess we'll see. Another one of the things is it changes some of the AI cars, like a lot of the traffic. I think it puts more traffic on the roads. And it randomizes the look of the trucks and the trailers from the AI. And obviously it introduces an awful lot of company names and different kinds of trailers. So, quite rightly, they've called it a mega mod. So we're going to find out. Now, the Mercedes thing, like I say, there are 3 files that came with this Mercedes truck. And one of them causes problems. So I've turned it off. Your mileage may vary, but be aware of it. I'll put it in the comments to say which is the one I had a problem with, so... You can try turning it on, but if it crashes, then try turning it off. If it works for you, that's all fine and dandy. I'm noticing... what is the weight of this trailer I've got? Because 21 tons, yeah, it does feel quite heavy. Wall panels. Is this a... Just thinking, this is a worthy of some beacons or not. Dude, really? Really? You could have let me in? What is that car? I'm going to put the beacons on anyway, I think. Right, let's have a look at this thing. Where is the sat-nav? There it is. Oh, so that Mercedes thing on the right there, I'm not sure what that's for then. Just so you can just look lovingly at the Mercedes logo? Or does it actually serve a purpose, I wonder? Right, we're getting off here. Then we'll have a look at this thing. Yeah, so 470 horsepower, 21 ton trailer. And I can feel the weight of it, which is if I had a 680 brake truck, I would just be pulling this thing like it weighed nothing. And I just find this more interesting. People, quite a few people have sent me a link saying, oh, you know, you must, Squirrel, you must try the Scania R1000, you know, concept truck. The truck itself, the design of it, looks fantastic. The engine, 1000 brake, absolutely no interest to me whatsoever. Ooh, dude. Thank you. That was my bad, really. Wasn't paying enough attention. Right. 1000 brake horsepower, no interest to me whatsoever, except possibly when you go on the Scania racetrack, maybe. That would be interesting. 1,000 brakes would obviously be quite fun. Why does this thing feel like it's in the wrong gear? I'm in 12th. I'm in 12th gear, but I'm only doing 75 k's, and it feels... Look at the rev range, it's up in the yellow band. Yeah, it is 12th, that's top gear. Interesting gearing. I wonder if this is correct for the Mercedes, or whether I've got an interference from the realistic physics. It just feels slightly wrong to be doing 75 k's, and the rev range being almost up towards the red end of the rev counter. Not entirely sure if I've got a gearing problem. We shall see. 8th gear. This is what I love. Bit of a struggle. You don't want it too easy. It's not enough fun then. Milano to the right. Burn to the left. I think we have to stop there. That would be a bit cheeky. Let's have a look at the truck while we're waiting. Look at that. That is badass. Now, what's going on here? That's Russian, isn't it? That was Russian writing, or Polish or something. Eastern European. Is he letting me go? I'm not entirely certain. I really hope he doesn't make a move. Meanwhile, I'm going to hit that car because he just decided to drive right up to my trailer, as they always do. What's your preference? Do you like having as many brake horsepower as you can possibly think of, or do you like to challenge yourself a little bit? I've actually had messages from people who've tried to haul, you know, 50-ton trailers with 300 horsepower engines, and I don't think the physics is quite accurate enough to let you to do that properly. You know, I get messages from truckers, real truckers, saying, "Oh, you know, my 400 DAF can haul 25 tons, no problem at all." And I believe him. Yeah, I really do. But in this game, if you try it, things aren't quite so clean cut. I'm not loving the gearing. I'm not loving the fact I'm at 2,000 RPM for 68 kilometers. Apart from that, the inside of this truck looks good. The outside looks badass. And it is, after all, Mercedes, but I don't think the Mercedes truck logo carries as much weight as the Mercedes car logo. I mean, Mercedes cars are, you know, world-renowned, aren't they? All the rich people have them. They're coveted as a brand, but Mercedes trucks, I don't think it quite has it so good. I don't actually see that many of them on the road, to be honest, but that's just the UK. I don't know, maybe on the continent they're a lot more popular. Is that the Swiss Alps in the distance on the right? I think it could be. So things on the SCS front have gone a little bit quiet. The last thing that I've heard, well, we all saw, I think, was on they released a video where they were recording new sounds, new crashing sounds. They were smashing two cars into each other and recording the noises. I assume that is going to be a future sound release in an upcoming patch. But possibly, maybe that's work on the American Truck Simulator crashing. Maybe they're just redoing the crashing noises for that. I don't know. I actually made a comment on that video. A bit of a cheeky comment. They were using two cars to smash into each other and recording the sounds. And I went and posted a comment and said, you should have used two Renault trucks to smash those into each other and record the sounds off that. Bit cheeky, I suppose, but I thought it was funny. What's this coming up here? Now, did you see that? What just passed us? That was a Mercedes-Benz truck, but it had the original, is it Valiant logo? So that means that this is a skin. This Mercedes truck is a pure skin. It's not altering the rest of the Mercedes. What the hell? Did that guy just combust on a motorbike? Did you see that? I didn't dream that. I've never seen a motorbike. That's fantastic. No, look at that. An old Scania truck. Like an old Scania tipper truck. Awesome. I'm quite liking some of the AI stuff going on. It's making it a bit more interesting and fun. Through the tunnels on our way down to France. Oh, left turn ahead. Wow, the brakes are good. Brakes are super keen. I need to have another look at this truck in the sun. Oh, look at that. Imagine if you saw that on the road. It's totally impractical with those tyres, but that would make you turn your eyes. And look at the xenon lights. Look at those lights, they look cool. Of course, I'm probably going to drive straight into something any minute now. Nobody drives a truck like that. That looks like some kind of water tank on the back of that trailer, if you saw that. Another van. I'm enjoying the scenery. It's just too good now. I like what they've done in this mega mod with the AI. Makes it fun. Possibly not enough models on the trailers though. Oh, what? There's that Humvee again. We'll ignore the Renault. No comments. I get a few messages saying, why do you hate Renault so much? I just do. They're ugly. They're ugly trucks. I don't like them. And I know that Renault Trucks is owned by Volvo. I know this. I don't know why, but Renault Trucks is owned by Volvo Trucks. And Volvo Trucks has no association with Volvo cars, by the way. Volvo cars, I think, are owned by Ford. So you might be thinking, oh, if I buy a Volvo car, it's going to be as good as a Volvo truck. Think again. Different divisions, different ownerships now. What's this overtaking me? A branded Range Rover. Are they normally branded like that? I don't recall seeing Range Rover on the front of those before. So look at this. I'm doing 87 Ks and I am absolutely in the almost on the red line. Look at that. See it? Which I'm not impressed about, if I'm honest. I almost feel like I need another 6 gears. What if the gearing's wrong? Doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. I just wonder if I turned the realistic physics off, whether this problem would go away. The guy who wrote this particular truck may have messed with the gearings and not tested it on realistic physics. That wouldn't surprise me. Oh, nice car, dude. So I'm doing this ahead of Sunday Night Trucking. Oh, hopefully you're going to join me for Sunday Night Trucking. I think I might take this Merc into the Sunday Night Trucking stream later tonight and show the guys, because it is a lovely truck. Hey, the toll road. Right, we're about to find out. And I think I might try the new DAF as well. See what that's like. Right, now, has the barrier gone? It's the million-dollar question. No, it hasn't. Let's go on this one. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. I assume I can't drive straight through. Should I try? Whoops, I've stalled it. Should I try and drive straight through this thing? Let's see what happens. Am I going to hit an invisible barrier? No! It let me through! Not only do you not have to stop, you don't even need to pay. Now I feel like I've just scammed the toll booth. Well, that's interesting, because if I take super long... Look at the guy! Look at the motorbike! I didn't dream it. That's fantastic! He's an easy rider. I really want to catch him up. Did you see the fat tyre? That was like off something out of Orange County Choppers. I can't catch him. He's going way too quick. Yeah, if you've got super long trailers now, just put that mod in and boom. No more toll booths. I can't catch it. I can't catch him up. He's gone. Oh, look at this scenery. Beautiful. Yeah, you get a lot more variation. Was that a Nestle trailer with a bright yellow DAF on the front or something? You get a lot more variation in the styles of AI cars, and that is good. I think SCS themselves should do this. They should incorporate something like that. Coaches, buses, motorbikes, Scania! Yay! A Scania trailer! Oh, I love him even more for doing that. I'm going to blow this engine up, guys, by the way. I'm doing 90 Ks and I'm in the red line. I don't know if this is normal for this engine or not. But, you know, I think my engine's going to blow. I've gone and bought some more garages and drivers. So I think I must be on about 50 drivers now or something. So I had 1.5 million before I started the video. Spent a load of money and bought more trucks. I must have bought about another 10, 12 trucks. Hired the drivers. The drivers I'm getting now are hilarious. There's not one of them above a 1.7 rating to start with. And I'm getting the dregs now. I'm getting the dregs of the barrel. Nice car, dude. The pictures of them, they look like somebody that is going to burn your trucking empire to the ground if they get the opportunity. They look so dodgy. Right, here we go. Full speed. He can stop. I'm straight through here. See you later, pal. I like that. I must admit, I like that. Oh, look at this American cars. And the police car on the left as well. Did you see that? Tanks. Fuel tanks. Yeah, so this mod looks like quite an interesting mod. Whether it would work with other trailer mods, I very much doubt it. I imagine there'll be clashes galore. So I quite like what they've done. I tried loading a... before the video, I tried loading a Freightliner truck. Hasn't been out very long, only a few weeks, and I was getting graphic glitches in it. I'm sat inside this Freightliner, right? I'm thinking, oh, this is quite nice. I mean, the engine starts and starting sounds and driving sounds are superb, and it looks really good. But then I start driving around, and suddenly I get polygons all over my screen coming out from the center of my screen. I'm thinking, what on earth is that? Spent about 20 minutes playing around with different mods, taking them out, putting them back in again, thinking, oh, is it clashing with this? Is it clashing with that? Couldn't work it out. In the end, I went third person, and I started looking around. I noticed that the problem was appearing somewhere around the gear stick of my Freightliner truck. So I took the mod out, disabled it, and straight away, it was fine. But it means that particular mod, that truck is broken, so I couldn't use it, which is a shame because it looked really good. And I really fancy... I've been pestered for quite a while. Not pestered. It's a strong word. I've been asked quite a few times by people to try out a Freightliner. And I thought, wow, I can finally deliver. I can finally get a Freightliner and pull a new trailer and see what happens. But it wasn't to be. So I'll have to try a different one. I'll have to find a working mod for the Freightliner. I'm guessing it was broken in 1.7, but when you see a mod and it's only just been out a couple of weeks, I have the expectation that it works fine with 1.7. But I pretty much disabled all my other mods and it wasn't playing ball, so I turned it off. I even turned off physics thinking it was that, and it wasn't. I turned off my squirrel skins on the Volvo, you know, clutching at straws really, but nothing worked out. So yes, Sunday Night Trucking later today. If you've never been to Sunday Night Trucking, you should come along, 6 PM UK time, over at Twitch. I stream for about 4 hours or so, give away some keys to Euro Truck and other games. The chat's quite amusing, people send in jokes. I think last week people were sending in deliveries for, they run out of jokes, so people started sending in chat-up lines. You know, some of the chat-up lines I got sent were just unbelievable. There was one about something like, I can't remember it now. It was something like, I look like Barney Rubble because I'm going to make your bed rock or something. It was, I can't remember the exact joke, but it was, you wouldn't use it. I actually said on stream I'm going to use it with my wife later, and I told my wife about it, and she just laughed and she was like, "There's no way." Because she, actually, when she was younger, before I met her, she did some jobs when she was young in nightclubs. And she used to work behind the bar in the nightclubs, and Friday and Saturday nights. And she said every night she would try and, get chatted up by people. Every night. And I said, well, were you not tempted by the offers? And she was like, no. For a start, they're all pissed. They don't know what they're saying. He said, but also some of the lines they came out with. She said, I've heard pretty much every chat-up line in the book. And she said some of them just make you groan and walk off. Some of them are rude, obviously. But mostly people are just drunk who were in there, and they wouldn't remember you the next day anyway. So it's obviously, when you think about it, you think if you was working behind a bar in a nightclub, then that's going to happen, isn't it? You're going to get chatted up all the bloody time by drunk people. They're like, hello, I love you, you're fantastic. Will you go out with me? What time do you finish work? All this kind of stuff. I think after a while it would get seriously annoying. Dude, just tell me what you want to drink and then go away. Oh, look at that, DHL van. Epic. DHL trucks and DHL vans. Look at that! Oh my god, they've got the cement mixer! No, nearly crashed the truck doing that. I've got to look out for that one. That's one I've always wanted to pull, is the concrete mixer. It actually has a turn. It's one of the few trailers that has a moving part. I thought that was a Stobart trailer for a second. It's very similar. Whoops. Very similar colour scheme to the Stobart trailer. Which, incidentally, apparently has started on Channel 5, the new series of Eddie Stobart Trucks and Trailers. First episode was last Friday. I don't know if you guys, obviously you watch this and you're from all around the world, and I assume you know who Eddie Stobart Trucks are, or the Stobart Group. They're quite big in the UK. Been going since the, I think, 70s or 60s. Started by a guy called Eddie Stobart, obviously. Now run by his son. And there's a TV program. Am I going under the speed limit? I am not sure. I think so. There's a TV series where it follows the life of the Stobart drivers. The CEO, the people who work at the company, the logistics guys, the managers who run the operations, and the drivers themselves. The cameraman goes out and about with the drivers. They're picking up all kinds of deliveries, and they do, they're really interesting guys, actually. And it's interesting to see the problems they get stuck in. And then they do the Stobart annual festivals in the UK, where they have they show off all the trucks. But the thing is, the guy who owns the company is got some OCD elements to him. Like, when the trucks are all lined up at a show, they have to be spot on. Like, the fronts have to line up on the dot. They have to be at the same angle. He's really picky about stuff. Out on the front, the grass has to be cut all of the time. He hates it when some of the drivers run over the grass with their trucks. When they cut the bend, basically, and the wheels go over the grass, he hates it. He goes out having a go at them. But the best one of all, I think, I'm going to pay this. I feel guilty. I'm going to pay this toll. The best one of all, I think, is in the boardroom, toll paid $0. Oh my god, you don't even need to pay anymore. In the boardroom, right, whenever there's a meeting, the woman who basically arranges all the... Let me in, dude. Let me in, dude. He's fighting me all the way. Do you really want to have a go at this? I don't think you do. He, the glasses, right? When she sets the boardroom up for a meeting, she turns all the glasses upside down, and then they're put on a tray, and then they're basically, they're placed into a triangle. Like you'd lay snooker balls out on a snooker table or a pool table. There's like a triangle of balls. It's like that, but with glasses. And he has to have them in a particular orientation against the wall. It's like, dude, you've got problems. But this is what she has to do for the CEO, which is just hilarious. Otherwise, I think he would just come in and be like, at a board meeting going, what is this? I can't have this meeting. The glasses are not lined up properly. But anyway, if you've not seen Eddie Stobart Trucks and Trailers, and you like trucking, which obviously you do if you're watching this video, then try and, I hesitate to use the word download, but I think the Channel 5 site will let you stream it, but maybe it'll be country restricted, who knows. But if you've got a VPN, then you can watch it. Just pretend you're from the UK on the VPN. Or I'm sure they're on the internet if you want to illegally download them. Well worth a watch. I think it must be on series 4 or 5 now. There's been quite a few series, and I've enjoyed all of them. I watched every episode. So, and the other thing is on BBC, which I've really enjoyed, is a new series called Truckers, which is a drama. It's not a real life thing. It's a drama. 5 episodes of 1 hour each, and the last one I think just finished on Friday. Really well written. It's based around trucking in general, but it's not like the stories of truckers. It's about the lives and the stories of the characters who are in this trucking company. It's a small trucking company called Banks of England, I think. And this guy basically takes over the company after his dad dies. And then he starts to find out all about what his dad was really about, and he's not the guy he thought he was. And then it's all about the stories from the other drivers, and it's really good. They've all got their own backstories. 5 episodes. I really hope they carry on with the series because it's fantastically well written. And yeah, I'm sorry to see it stop, to be honest. It's as good as any drama I've seen, so I'll be honest with you. It's on the iPlayer, on the BBC iPlayer, which again could be, you know, region restricted, I don't know. But if you can find a way of watching it, you know, wink wink, find a way of watching it, then Truckers is a series that won't disappoint, I assure you. Oh, we've got DHL vans behind us, I think. I just saw them in the mirror. Here we are, coming into Geneva. When I think Geneva, I immediately think Geneva Convention. Scania in orange. Another Scania. Pulling a couple of containers by the look of it. Does Geneva look like this? I doubt it. Almost at the delivery point. Time to look at the sweet truck. Oh yeah. Look at the lights, I love the way they glow as well. This thing starts in 4th. What is that? P&O? Is that a P&O trailer? P&O ferries, obviously. Must know who P&O ferries are. Pacific and Orient is what P&O stands for. Oh, what's that? Logs? Cool. Oh, that's good, actually. The textures on that are pretty good. Is that a lime green trailer over there I'm seeing? What the hell? Evergreen. That looks good. Very bright. Let's see if I can get this thing turned around. Make a blindside delivery. I can't see anything. There we are. Looking good. Much more difficult delivery, this one. The blind side. I don't think it's going to take that. I might have to go forward just slightly and straighten it off. Should be able to do it now, I think. It's all about... If you still struggle with this, it's all about the back wheel. Just look where the back wheel is of the trailer, and you're basically pivoting around that. But concentrate on where that back wheel is. The very far wheel in the rear of the trailer. Concrete penis, apparently. And there's the delivery. Wall panels from Milano to Geneva. Look at that, level 31. I'm elite, apparently. If I was playing Elite the game, I'd be elite. I'd have won the game by now. Cool. Well then. I think... One last look at this bad boy. Let's turn the beacons off. Nice. I think that's been great. I love this truck. I don't like the gearing on it, I just love the look of it. The Mercedes wheels look brilliant, I think. The yellow cab inside is a bit wrong. Look at the chrome trim on the mirror as well. What does that say? 1851. Oh, look how shiny that cover plate is. I hadn't noticed that. That's really good. Why isn't that on this side as well? It should be. Anyway, engine off, I think. That's been another delivery. Hope you enjoyed that. The mods are in the description of the video. But for this video, I shall bid you a farewell. Take care, guys. And happy trucking.